Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. So we're going to show you how to do some more realistic photo editing here. All right, so we have a lovely photo of my family here. This was taken at Easter. So you may notice, oh, this looks like a great photo. Nothing wrong with it. But I had besides my weird shirt, and that's just because of the zooming in feature, it makes my shirt look kind of weird. But when I zoom in, it looks fine, right? So we have a nice picture of our family. There's my daughter, right? But this photo is not real. Well, it's not 100% real. So if I mix these layers here, I'll show you what I did. Boom, look at that. So let's undo that change there. So what I did was, I didn't like this photo with me getting my pocket and putting my sunglasses away. But I had another photo where I was, had my hand in the correct position. And I blended this to make it look like one cohesive shot. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to take the photo and make it look nice and neat. And I also got rid of a bush back here. Let me go back to those changes here. I think to here. And there's that little tree back there. See a little tree popped up? And I'll show you too how to use the cloning tool to get erase some things. So what you'll do is you'll find a realistic photo of your family or a realistic photo you can find out there. And you can, so if someone's blinking or if someone has their hand in a weird position, you can take from a good photo and put it into not so good photo, okay? So I'm gonna open up the two photos that I'm going to use. Give me a moment to do that. We'll load here. All right, great. So here are my two photos. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of these ones. Actually, I'll leave that open. All right, so here are the two photos that I'm going to use. So this one, I have my hand in my pocket. She's got a great face. She's got a great face. I have a good face. I don't like my hand in my pocket, okay? If I go to this one, she has a goofy face. My hand's on her. Good face, good face. So what I can do is I can either move this face onto here, or I can move my arm onto this one. And I'll show you how I did the arm. We might be able to do the face too, but we'll do the arm first. Okay, so this is gonna be our background photo, right? Everything's great except my arm. This is the arm I'm going to steal. So I'm going to go to the photo that has the part I want to steal. In this case, it's going to be my arm. And I'm going to click and drag and just select everything around it. Okay, notice I'm going just above the brick here. When you're selecting whatever your object is, get as much as you can. And because you're going to be erasing and doing some things here. So you don't have to, in past, we've been kind of cutting it close. Get a nice big area, and this will help you out align the two photos or two images. So I'm going to press Control-C on my keyboard. Go to my image I want to paste it on. Click on my mouse, my cursor tool, push paste. And there it is. Okay, there's my second layer. Make sure you have transformation controls on so you can see this layer move around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. Okay, and I'm going to do my best. The camera person who took this photo stepped slightly to the right or slightly to the left, and it changed things a little bit. These are pretty much taken from the exact same spot, but we're going to do our best to match them up as much as possible. So this is kind of hard to do, right? So I'm looking at my pants here. Oh, that's too high, obviously. I move this down. Oh, that's too low. We're going to do our best to get as close as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to show you a little trick here. So I'm going to zoom in, and let's use because my arm is the most important part. So I'm going to use my shirt and my daughter's arm to be the most important gauge of what position I should have this in. So let's zoom in. Let's start with my daughter's arm here. Okay, I want to match these arms up. What I'm going to do is to match it up a little bit, I'm going to use this opacity. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so I can see through the image. Say I turn this through, I can make it see through. So there's the layer underneath. And as I turn this up, I can see the top layer, right? So it's kind of a weird thing, but I'm going to go like to 50% or so, 60%, so I can see this top layer. So there's my top layer. It's a little easier to see when it's not right over it. I'm going to put it over where my daughter's arm should be. So I'm lining up her shirt right here, lining up her arm. Okay, my shorts don't quite match, but that's fine. But I'm doing my best to line up her because that's kind of where the focus point is. on her and her arm. So I'm matching her face up, her shirt, so that matches there. This matches there. That's pretty close. My shorts don't quite match, but I think that's something we can change on the fly. I'm using my keyboard now, the left and right arrows, just to move over slightly left and right. I can also try by moving trying to match the bow. My daughter's head went up and down, so that's kind of why it's way up there. But I think this is pretty close. My shorts are pretty close. I think that's gonna work for us, okay? Look at my shirt here, my chest. I can tell I move my head position a little bit. That's gonna be okay because I'm gonna erase my face and erase all of this. I wanna make sure that this is aligned as much as possible. I think this is gonna work for us. Maybe that's a little too high. See the walls right there? Oh, maybe it's too low. Let's move this up. If I move this up to match this wall, let's see what happens down here. Oh, that works, right? I think that works. Yeah, that's gonna work. So I'm matching this wall up here, my shoulder. I can erase that. I think this is gonna work for us. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this layer all the way up again. Okay, and now this doesn't make sense, right? I look at it now. Let me deselect this so you can see it better, right? This does not look good at all because we can see I have two faces here. She still has a goofy face. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my eraser tool and start erasing all of these lines where there's detail, and it's gonna be very noticeable where I erase this image. So if I start erasing it, now we can start seeing our faces more clearly. It's kind of where like it's shape shifting, right? So I'm just gonna erase where the high detail was, and anywhere there is like noticeable things. I have quite a big eraser right now. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna show what happens if I erase this. So I erase this, changes a little bit. If I erase this, it's definitely noticeable. So I can just leave this background because people who are looking at this photo don't really know what's behind there. So I'm gonna erase that there, okay. Erase this, so our bodies kind of blend together now. Okay, and then erase her face, so I see her nice face. That was in the photo behind it. There we go, and I'll have to fix, see this right here? I'll have to fix that in a bit here. Erase this. All right, looks good. Cut the hair falling over her shoulders, okay. Erase this part because that is obviously noticeable of her arm there. Might have to adjust this a little bit. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all the way up to her arm. There we go. Look at that. All right, we're pretty close. I might have some weird lines on my arm here. But let's focus on, if I zoom out, you can see what's obviously super noticeable about your shots. So I'm looking at it now. My hand is weird. My shorts are weird. Really can't tell anything like the rest, so that's okay. Maybe here is a little weird. So I'll try to fix those areas. So let's zoom in. Zoom into the obvious areas down here. I'm gonna very precisely and strategically erase. And this will take some time to get used to exactly what to erase and how much. But I'm gonna do my best to erase this and erase anything that looks super weird. I'm gonna keep my fingers there, all right? So as we can see her hair underneath my hand, like I have my hand on top of her hair, right? This looks a little weird. There's too much hair here. I just erase it like that. Okay, my shorts are obviously super weird, so I'm gonna erase this until the line matches up. And good, we can see her hair behind there. I'll just keep erasing until we can make these lines kind of look normal. I might erase more of my shorts here, but I'm just gonna go little by little here and kind of erase till it makes sense. And that doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna erase all of this here. And just keep my shorts, erase all of my shorts, this makes it a little bigger. Right, and if you ever mess up, you can always go back in your history and undo what you've been doing. So I won't do that now, but you can erase as you go along. Here we go. And I'm just gonna follow my shorts up. Up here is my hand, so I don't wanna go up too high. I wanna keep my pocket as intact as possible. Here we go, erase that, line my shorts up. There we go. Probably using a smaller eraser for this, but oh well. And obviously, when you do this for your own photos, you're going to do it much more precise than I am, because I'm just doing this quickly to give you a quick tutorial so you're not bored to death as you watch this thing. All right, so let me zoom in on my hand here, do a little better job of erasing this hand. Again, use the zoom tool or the eraser. If you can't see all these tools, click this maximize button and you should be able to see all the tools pop up. I have a large window, so I'm easy to see it, but on your Chromebooks, it might be too small to see. Change the brush size here and make it a little smaller. Get nice and tight to the fingers. Anytime there's a bright light or weird colors, we want to get rid of that. Get my fingers as good as possible, right? I guess a professional will be able to tell that, oh yes, it's photoshopped. But if I'm showing this to family and friends, they'll think, oh, what a cute picture, If I post this on Instagram, oh great, people will love it, Maybe no one will turn me up in the comments, but we'll see. All right, so I'm just gonna erase the rest of my hand, all these weird edges here. Okay, but you can see what I'm doing is I'm kind of cleaning it up. I kind of messed up on this finger here. Let me see if I can smooth this out. If I was taking my time, I would go back and undo where I erased those fingers. So let me zoom out now. Let's take a look how good it looks. There we go. All right, looks pretty good. Later, I'm probably going to fix this. This looks weird, right? I'm not gonna do that now. We're gonna move on to the next part. So there's my hand there. I don't like this tree in the background. I want to just make a nice clean background and get rid of that tree. So let's go over the cloning tool and how that's going to work. All right, so we're gonna zoom in here. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to use the cloning tool, which is the stamp right here. So the cloning tool takes data from an area and kind of clones it, stamps it somewhere else. So I'm going to use the Alt button. So I'm going to clone from this area. As you get better when you use this, you're going to notice that you're going to have to repeat the pattern. So we have red and white back here, and I'm going this way, right? So I'm going to start here and kind of go this way. It's red, white, and then red. So this should be red here. So I'm going to clone this block from here. So this block right here, I'm circling, is going to go right here, and the area around it is going to kind of follow. So I'm going to click Alt-click here. And then I'm going to, where's the mouse? Oh, I'm in the wrong layer. So if you ever notice an issue with this, I'm on the wrong layer. So I'm gonna click on background layer. Let's try this again now. So Alt and click there. Now I'm gonna clone that to here. Now I'm gonna click and drag. So see my cursor is following where I clicked. Now I'm gonna trace it around and I'm gonna draw basically that block that was there and draw it here, okay? People who are paying attention may be able to tell if they look at this photo, they put it under a microscope, they'll tell that I cloned this. But I'm just going to erase as much as I can until I get to a different color. Okay, yeah, let's just clean that up a little bit there. All right, so now we're going to fix up this. So we notice this pattern repeats, and right now we have the white and then the red. So maybe I want to clone from here, clone this to over there. So I think it's about here I want to clone from. I think that will work. We'll do here, bring my mouse over here, and then clone this. There we go. Good. That's not that good, actually. Let's do that again. I'll click here. And we're going to line up this kind of light edge there. Good. Do it again. Let's do this here, clone this here, follow the edge. Okay, stop. And we can follow this edge. Actually, no, we'll do this. We'll follow this. Okay. And I've noticed I have better success with this when I do kind of longer strokes. You could clone like a single little spot like this, and then just do little clicks. But you notice it kind of has a weird blur effect. So we're gonna do that. Especially if you have a lot of detail, and I could make this smaller too, but you can see what I'm doing here. Let's do that. That. I think, no, it's too high. You guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. I might even just copy this entire block here. We'll do this. We'll just do that. There we go. That's much better. Kind of. So I'll have to zoom in there and fix that. But let's zoom out and let's see what this looks like if we can tell. We can't even tell that was there. Again, under a microscope, we could probably tell. But for this tutorial on how to do these quick little things, we'll do that, right? So we have a nice photo shot, nice family shot. We can't even tell that I cloned an arm. Look at my arm, putting my things away. Right. Control Z, put it back, right? So it's going to be your goal to touch up a family photo of yours, or you can, I'll upload some random photos and you can compare the two and bring two pictures together. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to do. I hope you guys have a good idea on how to, first of all, blend the layers, use the opacity to change the layers, and then erase what you don't want. Magic.